Hey, welcome to another Oakmont esports stream. I am Mr. Worden, also known as Screaming Dagger or Slipstream, and we're excited to bring you guys an Overwatch game today, which is our first preseason match of the year. So this is going to be Oakmont's Fenrir team. We're going up against the Florence Firestorm, and I know very little about the capabilities of either team because, like I said, this is our first match. So let's really quickly introduce some players here, and then we'll get you guys underway. By the way, work in progress, but it looks like it's going good. There we go with, I misspelled that. I'm so sorry. Felix on support. And actually, we're jumping in game sooner than I thought here. So I'm going to just head right over to the game. We'll come back to that. All right. Oh, and the lag is bad, but let's see here. All right, so we're currently looking at this from Omar's perspective. He is on a big chunky character. They're trying to push him off the side of that. It looks like this is a control match. And the the Florence Firestorm is currently pushing us back. Some walls coming through. And you see some pretty good focus fire. It looks like I am looking at this from our tank's perspective. That seems to be the front line. I apologize in advance, guys. I just don't know the Overwatch 2 meta or characters all that well. I think Overwatch 1 is about where my game knowledge stops. So let me pan around here. Here is Chris. And I want to say that's a Moira, but I could be wrong. Nice kill. Okay. So that's, let's see, Amy on Reaper. Assist, multiple kills coming through. All right, and we stop control of that point so far. Percentages for Oakmont are sliding up. It looks like we have all 5 players alive to try to control this. And it looks like people are pushing out, expecting an attack from this angle here, coming around that corner. Good, percentages are still climbing. Looks like they're trying to dive in pretty fast. Coming in right over the wall there. It's a little chaotic. See some low health heals coming through. Well done, well done. We pick up 2 kills. We're up 3 kills. We're up 4 kills. They were only down 1 player. And Oakmont is able to get a 5-kill streak on this with Bode Leopard and Marco Polio. That's Ezra on Bode Leopard. I believe he's one of our damage players. Cool. And percentages keep climbing. So this is good. Let's see. All right, we spot him incoming down the hallway here. And Reaper's coming in from a side angle. It's not quite a full flank. They are effectively still frontlining a little bit. And man, that one champ on the Florence Firestorm just definitely gets way out ahead of everybody. I don't know if that's disruptive or maybe just the team is not quite all put together on their positioning. I think that was the ulti just coming through. Ooh, and multiple kills coming. Well-placed ulti. Catches that with a area of effect damage in there. That is rough. Meanwhile, our ultis are charged. So as soon as we can collectively regroup, we should be able to get right back in that. We're still ahead on percentages in terms of this first control point. All right, so we see our, let's see, I'm gonna try to watch from our Reaper's perspective. That should be cool. Getting some glitching on my end. Sorry about that, guys. Not sure what was up with that icon. This poor old computer was a beast 10 years ago, but it is having a hard time streaming newer titles, obviously. Hopefully nothing's too crazy and audio's working. I think I must have audio turned down here quite a bit for the gameplay. All right, how about that? That should be better. All right. Ooh, and they also have I believe that's a Reaper coming in trying to get some close quarters kills on us. And let's see. Oops. I'm spectating a dead character. That's never fun. Yep, there we go. Okay, so here's a perspective from Chris. Ooh, something big just flying by there. Let's go to I want to say Chiron, the Centauri tank character. I think they have a small shield, pretty good damage. Looks like they're up against a Reinhardt. Stuck in very close quarters. Is there lag happening or what's the deal with that? Round 1 complete. Darn, that was a good run. It was close. Okay, not bad. Let's see. Hopefully, I'm not picking up secondary audio off the mainstream. Okay, no, we're good. All right. Okay. We are now, I think, on another control point. Looks like we got Mercy support. And Marco Polio is Felix. I don't know if we pocket a certain character here or quite how this works. Ooh, there is some... oh, wait. This looks like a nice choke pointer right here. Okay. It looks like we're pocketing our tank. That's a Roadhog up front, I believe. Got a nice hook grab and smash combo. Looks like the other team has opted for... Ooh, able to get a good hook on the Genji, but walks right into a boatload of damage. And it does get taken down. So we got a couple people respawning here. Two of our players held back. They're now going to wait for the regroup. Chris looks like he's going for a high flank angle up there. Kind of running ahead solo. Okay, cool. We're regrouped. Somebody's doing some long-range sniping, it looks like, from there. Sorry about the graphics quality, guys. We're getting some weird issues with that. Oh, yeah, sure thing. Right here? Yeah.
Actually, just put it right up here.
Okay. Cool. I got it.
Yeah, that clip's kind of funky.
All right. So, Mercy's down. Got the respawn. Looks like we're regrouped. Other team, Florence Firestorm, has 36% control of the point so far. There is some high-level incoming fire from long range here. I don't see exactly where that's coming from. Here is our front line. This is Omar, one of our most experienced players. Shield goes off. Health is dropping. I think he's cut off from his support. And sure enough, he gets pushed around a wall there where nobody can heal him up. Is this a flank angle or what are we doing here? Wow. That, I believe that was a Genji. And I think they ultied to do that, seeing that the sword came out. And they were able to keep shifting around, making that incredibly hard to hit. So it was pretty difficult to fight back against that particular skirmish there. Looked like a 1v2 as well. Fighting into an outnumbered thing. All right. I think this is Cassidy, one of our damage. This is Ezra. And he is also in a 1v2. Gets taken out. Really, there's no support on that top level. So if we split our comp, we got the problem of, you know, sending support with one or the other, but not necessarily both. If we don't split the comp, then they have that high firing angle on us, and it's hard. The other team is moving forwards. They're practically up to our spawn point. And so we basically got pushed back pretty hard that game there, it looks like. All right, so GG, well played. Shout out to the Florence Firestorm for taking the first match in our best of 5. Here comes, oh man. All right, here comes play of the game. Yep, that's a lethal Genji ulti right there. 3 out of the 4 kills during that particular fight. So, well played. Let's switch back here. Finish that player feature. While we wait for the second match to get started here. All right, guys, I'm back. We are setting up for the second match, trying to pick out some good hybrid maps to play on. And just seeing which maps that is. King's Row is a good possibility. We're talking with the other team there to get that squared away. We're ready, right? Okay. All right. We'll be back into a second match here in just a second. Hope you guys enjoyed that player feature while we're waiting. And this time I'll try to capture some game replays now that I know things are going a little bit better. I think we got to put a seizure warning here on today's stream. The graphics cards here are not super happy. You guys can see some glitching going on. Sorry about that. That's happening on my end too. I'm assuming that's getting picked up on stream here. All right. So we are opting for a Widowmaker. That's going to be awesome. And let's see, who else are we picking this round? That character. That is our tank. And then we got, oh, that's that new support with the extremely high win rate. I want to say that's Juno. That's not Tracer, I don't think. Pretty sure that's a Juno, not a Tracer. Did I do a good job? All right, so King's Row, here we go. It looks like we are attacking first. This map, you got to get around that corner somehow without getting picked off. And wow, they're setting up with a Bastion on top of the tower already. How did they get the Bastion up there already? That's crazy. Oof, oof, oof. And we're getting wiped out. They've been able to push forward till spawn, basically. We need to make sure we go out collectively and together. Looks like they're pulled back. They're going to rinse repeat rather than try to push forward. They are going to use that choke point pretty effectively. See health dropping a little bit on some of our front line. Stun comes up. Going for a little bit of altitude here. Jumping right into the thick of things. Multiple damage sources though. And Omar is getting health, but not at a fast enough rate to keep up. So with him down, I think our backline is probably going to get melted here in just a second.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forget.
And sure enough, we did.
This is insane. Oh my god.
Okay, let's see how Oakmont tries to adjust. So we've had 2 pushes so far. We got lots of time on the clock. If we need to do a character change, we can. And if we need to try like a different way of approaching this choke point, we can do that too. I do see the Bastion, I think, the Bastion on the high ground does seem to be the main damage source and the main problem as far as I can tell. How they got the Bastion in turret mode up there, I'm not sure. I hope I'm calling that right.
I have no words.
Okay, so let's see where. Okay, Bastion, the main fire is coming from dead ahead still. How did they get up there and when did that happen? I'm looking on the high ground this time again to see if there's anything different going on here. But it seems like we're getting baited forward and then somebody's coming from above on us on those first 2 attacks. I've not seen that before. Ooh, now this time, let's see if we can jump ahead. This time we have a character up here somewhere. I think they just died actually. But we did have a character up here flanking for a second. So it looks like Omar tried to get around but ran into 3 people defending that elevated firing position. So I like the improvisation and the adaptation that Oakmont's trying to put into this. We will see what a 4th attempt looks like and whether that's any different here. Ooh, get some healing turrets up. Now, interestingly enough, they have pulled back and I'm wondering if they're baiting us forward. Got a Junkrat there. I think Junkrat might have a charged ulti, and that is also dangerous if we get into a situation where we're grouped up as a bunch. Getting a little bit of a debuff there. Healing pylon is still up. And there's just not a good way to get around this corner. You can see the small amounts of poke coming in from the Junkrat is adding up. Sam taking a couple hits there. And the Junkrat ulti does connect. They did indeed do that. As soon as they came around the corner, they were just waiting for us to group up on that corner position. So you can see how Florence Firestorm is actually changing up their tactics as ultis become available, going for some different options to keep us off balance and from adapting to this really, really strong defense. All right, we're moving forward again. We have one person way off to the right. They must not be taking too many hits. Healing pylon goes forward a bit. Bastion flank comes in. How did they get over here? I would be curious to see in the replay, like, how did they get over here? Because they're doing so much damage. All right, we're almost out of time. This will be our final push. It's unlikely we'll be able to deal with the first checkpoint. And that was pretty brutal. Now we're going to get to switch sides and see if we can do the same thing back. All right. Let's see. We got about 22 seconds. I think students right now are talking team composition, seeing if there's anything they can do a little differently now that we're switching to the defensive side. All right, here we go. Defense is on King's Row. Coming up through that subway exit. And we've got a little bit of ways to run to, but the other team doesn't get to come out of their spawn point for another 30 seconds or so. Now, the way this map works, bye guys, is if they do succeed in pushing forward to that circle, that basically this white zone that we're standing on right now, then the payload unlocks, and then they have to try to escort the payload through a couple different choke points. So they're going to be seeing how far they can advance that after they come around this first wall here. And you guys can see this from Oakmon's vantage point now. Let's actually go to a different player's view. This is our tank. We're going to wait for them to come around this corner. We kind of want to, I feel like we want to group up on the far side of that wall though. Looks like two of them are going for elevated firing positions. We might need a hit scan champ. Some long range poke coming through. Flying champ is up top right. The other three are going to be coming around from the left. So they're doing kind of a pincher attack. And they have already accessed our backline. Problem is supports are holding, but supports are basically having to heal each other. And that means then they can attack our front line. One of our characters right now, our Reaper, is trying to stall out the control of that point. But they get it and they unlock payload. Oh, and because we didn't get the payload unlocked, that already counts as having progressed farther through the match than we did. Hence, real short match time. All right, now here's that Bastion I was talking about. They were basically doing some crazy flanks. You can see they're actually behind our team. They're coming up over and dropping in and putting down some incredible damage. So that was something I noticed happened in about, out of our 5 or 6 pushes, that was a major high threat player in about 3 of them. All right, we will go to midstream here for just a sec, and then we'll be back with the third match in the... All right, guys, we are back. This will be our third match in the best of 5, and it is a flashpoint on Servasa.
Why are you bald?
Don't ask questions.
I hate that soldier skin. I hate that he's bald.
Wait, he looks like.
All right, so we're basically rushing to control the flashpoint as soon as possible. You can see that countdown for when it unlocks, and then it's basically a control point. As soon as we unlock that, we'll be going to the next one, and so forth and so forth. Now, damage coming in from the left side. Wow, that was a lot of surprise damage here. Let me see if I can get us a better view of the action. Here's our tank dealing with the front line. All right. And at this point, we're basically trying not to get picked apart too much while we try to regroup.
He knew I was. Yeah, he was waiting for you. Yeah. Waiting for you at that end. Either because.
All right, and in a 2v1 there, we're able to go down after quite a good delay, but not enough for the team to fully regroup.
Can I flank real quick? And they're waiting for me.
All right, Mercy Revive comes in.
Well, no, that's just the entire team pushing forward.
It looks.
And here's Omar,
Yeah.
spreading damage out a little bit, but also kind of backing up and giving ground. Piloting really well to dodge that. Does get a pick on one of their players there, taking out the support Anna. All right, picks up a second pick. Well done. And you can see some target focusing, ignoring the Reinhardt at first, going around for the backline at first. Reinhardt is able to get the counter kill on 2 of our players, but we're still in this. Let's see. And now it's a 3v1 where we're trying to get regrouped again. So, by the way, I think first flashpoint goes to the Florence Firestorm. Oakmont is now scrambling to get to the second flashpoint in a cohesive way. Respawns on this map type are just a lot more chaotic. It's a lot faster moving than what we've seen in other gameplays where you're just attacking or just defending along a fixed path.
Oh, come on. It's staying away.
Almost gets one pick, goes into a defensive shield there. Gets healed up in the process. Let's see, where else is action happening? All right, looks like we're going for a regroup. Oh man, I'm sorry about I'm not sure if that's VSync or SLI or something causing that. But these are some older graphics cards, trying to keep up with everything. Ooh, stun.
I got him.
Uh-oh. All right, we get a counter kill though. That's good. But they're Reinhardt doing some work in the front line. Wow. And I think our team is potentially considering targeting down their damage. But of course, that focus fire can come at a cost in positioning sometimes. So it's hard to have it all.
Let me know when's a good time to use my ult. Yeah, probably not. Kinda guess that.
Pull back.
Oh, pulling back. Okay, their Hanzo's all the way over there.
Yeah, they do have a player coming wide on the right. And rocketing across.
Yeah, their Hanzo's all the way back, guys.
Oh, this is kind of a cool new character. I don't think I've seen this one before. A little bit of a damage duel, but now it's turning into 1v2. And Ezra gets knocked out. Does have his ulti charge, though, so that's good. And this might be a case of being in the right place at the right time as soon as this thing unlocks. Let's see, where are other characters coming in from? There's the rest of our team regrouping. And
Oh my god, he's
I don't know, do the flashpoints always happen in the same order? Because this is actually great. Got the flashpoint already. That's cool. I like that trick. That's very Sun Tzu right there. Cool aerial play. I see some critical health. We get one pick. Their Genji gets a counter kill. We get a counter kill. Okay, so it's now, let's see, 4v3.
He's literally almost dead. Oh my god. Oh my god.
All right.
Oh, I still have my ult, by the way.
Oh, looks like we got a partial revive there. Oh man, 87%, 88%. Will it get to 100? No, dang it. All right, we got this though.
I feel like that might be bad. Bro, this Genji. Get him out of here.
All right, you can see the front lines run right past each other, both going for a backline pick. And that is making this pretty chaotic. Looks like one ulti comes out with an assist. With two of our characters down, we need to restart this push completely. It's going to be a little tricky. And one thing I think their team is good at doing is once they get an advantage, they're pressing it. So instead of like taking out two of our players and then waiting for us to regroup, they're continuing to get picks on players in a way that staggers our regroup and slows us down from making another successful push. They're basically trying to extend the time over which they're playing with a numbers advantage by just kind of like slowly chasing characters down when they get those initial kills on things. So us regrouping more effectively is going to be tricky. Basically, if we lose two members, we need to just call a full retreat and get out of there until people can respawn. All right. Well, GG. I think that concludes this first preseason match, and we look forward to having more next week. I think we'll be streaming typically on 4:30 on Tuesdays. And that it'll conflict a little bit with our League of Legends schedule, so we might try to get one game of each or something in the future.
It's also, he doesn't use the straight one at all.
All right. GG, well played. All right, let me get you guys back here, and that is it for today. Thank you for tuning in. Want to give a quick shout out to different organizations that support us. You can see right here. Thank you guys, appreciate it. All right, have a good one, and again, thanks for tuning in.